I'm joined today by Coach Darcy, and we are here to guide you through the ins and outs of a lifestyle that's transformed not just our lives, but the lives of countless women navigating the waves of perimenopause and menopause. Whether you're here to shed weight, understand your body better, or simply find a community that gets it, you're in the right place. So sit back and enjoy the next few minutes as we tackle the hot issues of today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Coach?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's been a minute since we've been on here.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I don't think we weren't able to be on here last week.
Yeah, we had something going on. I can't remember what it was.
Our mother.
Oh, yes, our mother.
Yes.
She was actually, didn't you come on by yourself last week? You were brave. Maybe not.
I've been on. Yeah, maybe I did.
I think you did a quick.
I did.
Loner series.
I just forgot. I just feel like there was one day where we just didn't show up. That might have been.
Yeah.
Oh, because I came up to Mom's house to do yard work. That's what I was doing.
That's right. Yep.
So it has been a week.
At all. Yeah, we are not here at all. And we've been working on a special project that we can't announce yet. And so I've been buried under a cloud. And so you can kind of see my, this is my under the cloud appearance this morning.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I just washed my hair and let it air dry. Isn't that great?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh. So everything going well on your end?
I think so. Today it's a graduation season. So not only am I making it to many of my girls' graduation commencements, but also the graduation parties and also sports. So it's great. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Got my coffee. Everything's fine. So yeah. More questions.
Yep. How about you?
Things are going well. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of meetings, a lot of client calls. I've had a great coaching week so far. It's only Tuesday, but Monday coaching always scares me because it's after the weekend and this one was after a holiday. And I always am so encouraged when I have such great results on a Monday. Great results on Tuesday are great too, but man, I sit down at the end of the day on Mondays and I'm like, whoo, I gave it everything I got today.
Yeah. And we're in the brink of summer. So that is the new like FOMO for all of our clients is that they have to fight through. So it is a big deal.
Big deal. But it's a successful deal. I got so many great reports. I get so excited. I introduced you to the red dot method yesterday, and I get so excited, when I have a client who reaches that, I've got 20 pounds to go because we start a new program with them when they have about 20 pounds to go because we can get the weight off people. Mm-hmm. They do the things, they come, our 3-month program averages about 30 pounds typically. And we know how to get the weight off, but I don't care about that and that's kind of what we're talking about today is the weight loss chaos and everything that's hitting you over your socials, I can't turn on my TV anymore without, somebody pushing some pill at me and pushing some promise at me. And it's chaotic out there when it comes to weight loss. Everybody thinks they have the answer. They've got the secret sauce, to weight loss. And we're sitting here like, we're going on 8 years of a thriving practice and we have the numbers. We've got the data behind it. We know what to do. We can get the weight off people, no problem. I honestly don't care about that anymore. 8 years in, I don't care about the 30 pounds. I don't care. Obviously we care about that.
We do deep down inside.
We're cheering, but what I care about is when a client gets to us and they're like, hey, I've got about 20 pounds to go. And I still want to push that scale down a little bit, but what does this look like for me afterwards? Yeah. And, we are medication free. We coach people on medication, but we're medication free. We promote that because it works. 130 pounds, 9 years later, June 12th is coming up for me. That's 9 years, kept the weight off. And now that we're in this season of our lives, that's what we care about. I don't care. It's calories. It's macros. That's what works. It's what you're eating. It's what you're eliminating. What I care about is, can you do it for the rest of your life? You know, that's what we care about. And that's really what we focus on. And we just launched the new red dot method for those people who are entering that season. And it's working incredibly, you know? And so the chaos, what does the chaos do to you when you see those things? What, like, does it scare you at all?
It reminds me of the days when I used to, sorry, I was getting some feedback in my ears. The days that I used to want to know everything scientific about keto and just all these other diets and all that. I just wanted to know everything.
Yeah.
And when you over educate yourself with all the diets, with all the lifestyles, because somebody who's advocating for you to be vegan, they're going to say this is the only way. Right. Being vegan is the only way. If you think about all those little animals, everything that's living, then you've got, well, I love animals too. Like I love them. So do I need to be vegan? No.
I like them on my plate.
Right. But you get overwhelmed because somebody who is highly advocating for something, we could be the same way where we're pushing keto but the fact of the matter is that we have long-term data. Yeah. So you have that foundation of, you have to go back to what actually works. So I overwhelm my brain with too much information. I get overwhelmed. So that word that you're asking for is, I get so overwhelmed and confused, and I'm not knowing what is up and what is down. Yeah. So I become a sloth. I become motionless.
Yeah. To where you think nothing works.
Yeah.
We had a client one time come to us and she did beautifully. She was hitting her weight loss goals. She did beautifully. And then she turned on TikTok and she turned on influencers. And she's like, hey, maybe this would work for me. And guess what happened? All of that weight came back. And so as we're reworking with her to find her lane, we aren't thinking about getting that 30 pounds that she regained back. I'm not thinking about that. What I'm thinking about is, how do you stop seeing shiny objects and how do you find your lane? Because, even in our own practice, not everybody's on the same lane. We are all on a different, a different thing. We have food addicts. We have sugar addicts. Sugar addicts and food addicts cannot be on the same program as the red dot method. They can't. It's just not, because when you have and you struggle with addiction, there are some things that you've got to grieve over, and you've got to say, you know what? I know what it is to be addicted to food and to sugar. And if I did this, I'm going on a 30-pound sugar binge, and you have to be okay with that. You have to come to that. Place in your life that you're like, I want to be healthy before I want that other stuff.
Right.
And so, but then our clients who don't struggle with that, and there are clients who don't struggle with food addiction, they are able to use the red dot method. They are able to use this to maintain their weight for the rest of their life, because they've crossed over to I know what doesn't serve me well, and I do know what serves me well, and I can adapt when it comes to maintenance.
Yeah.
The problem is, when it comes to maintaining your weight loss, when it comes, down to that, you hit that magical unicorn number on the scale and you think you're done. That's just part 2 of your journey. Mm-hmm. That is just the start of and revving up that second part of your journey, to where you got to stay in the barriers. You've got to stay within a 5-pound, a 5-pound guardrail system. And then you can deviate just a little bit. We never deviate from whole foods ever. Right. So there's never any going back to those old things that were killing us. But some deviation may be able to happen at that point. But here's where people get messed up. You don't gain that weight back 60 pounds at a time. You gain it back 1 pound at a time. So if you're not willing to stand within those guardrails, you can't go off plan.
Yeah.
And so the plan that works is the one that you can maintain for 15, 20, 30 years. That's what, and all that chaos out there, including the shots, it is what it is. It's confusion. It's like, well, what happens after that? We have to look 10 years down the line, not at that magical number on the scale. We celebrate a couple of things. I don't know if you do this with your clients, Darce, and you can borrow this if you want. I do not. We celebrate a couple of milestones with our clients. We celebrate Wonderland, 199. You'll never see 200 again, or 2 and 3. We celebrate those markers. We celebrate 10 pounds at a time. Sometimes we celebrate 1 pound at a time, but here's the number I don't celebrate. I don't celebrate the magical number on the scale. That is the most dangerous thing that you can do, because if you got this beautiful, my magical number, and I've not seen it a lot of times, is 135. I want to be 135. That's not a number we celebrate, because something happens once you hit that number. Can you guess what it is? I'm done.
No.
I'm done. I did it. Yay for me. I did it. I'm done. That is the most dangerous thing you can do on a weight loss journey, is to say, I'm done, because that's when the pounds come back. So we don't celebrate that. Now, I put it in their notes. I put it in their goals list. That number's there, but we don't celebrate it. In fact, 20 pounds before that number, I start pushing the red dot method. I start pushing maintenance. I start teaching them. We don't go as fast on the second part of that journey. We don't go 20 pounds at a time. We go 1 pound at a time. We push it down. And sometimes I will ask my clients, we're not doing anything. I used this twice yesterday. This week, we're not doing anything but living. I don't care if that scale goes down, because when we pause their weight loss, we pause that acceleration, we are teaching them maintenance. And there's a method to that pause. And there's a method to that living in their best self, their fullest self, because they're learning maintenance at that point. So I will slow down the last 20 pounds. I will slow their journey down and say, you know what? This week we're going to live. I want you to enjoy a bunch of amazing keto foods. I want you to enjoy life this week. If that scale goes down, which it usually does, we're happy about it, but we're not celebrating and saying, yay, we pushed it down. Faster we can get you to maintenance, the faster you'll be happy. It doesn't happen that way. Happiness starts during the journey.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would add, and then another topic, if I can remember what was scrolling in my brain. When people are not willing, like when they're stuck and they're trying to figure out what is working, what's not going to work, what do they want to do, what sounds appealing to them, is usually when they're not willing to grieve the foods that are actually ultimately keeping them overweight or unhealthy.
Right.
They are willing to try being vegan because it's not, it allows them to continue eating whatever fruits and vegetables that their little heart desires. Or I don't know why vegan's on my mind, because I don't really understand vegan. But they're willing to try the Mediterranean because they're able to eat, the foods that still are appealing, and maybe even breads. I don't even know if Mediterranean has bread. But those types of things that you're not willing to give up, and ultimately the foods that cause you to stay stuck, you're trying to find what works for you so you can lose weight and still eat the foods that you want to eat, because you're not willing to give them up. And that is ultimately goes down to, like, the only one thing that allows you to do that is the weight loss shot. And that is something that's not necessarily, a great permanent thing to be on. Yeah. So, ultimately, yes, you are going to lose weight when you choose that way of living, and you're able to suppress your hunger, and you are able to, eat the carbs, all the carbs you want, and still see the scale fall. But ultimately, that is not a long-term solution. You are not fixing, because when you get, and Monica talks about it all the time, when you get off of that weight loss shot because of some reason of, like, I'm done giving myself a shot, or I'm at my goal weight. Once you're at your goal weight, then you go back to eating the way that you were before. You're going to have those pounds raging back plus.
Yeah.
So
I saw a study this week, Darce, about why people regain the weight. And what is happening is your dopamine pathways while you're on the shot are numbed, turned off. And there's a reason why you're not hungry. But what happens when you stop taking that is they have to overcompensate for being numb for so long that you actually have a double and a triple firing of those dopamine pathways, which is why you're ravenous, which is why you're craving the crazy stuff. So it's not even your fault. It's not a self-control issue that you have. It is your dopamine pathways that are triple firing, saying, you have blunted me out for so long. I'm going to double and triple those pathways and those, the neuron shots. I'm going to triple it. And that's where you struggle. And so it's science. It's not you. It's not your self-control.
Right.
It's just your brain
right.
trying to recover from being muted for so long. And so, like Darcy said, you could try vegan, you could try, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with vegetarian if you like it and you can live it. There's nothing wrong with keto. There's nothing wrong with all of these things that you try. But when you try it, you're like, okay, can I do this the rest of my life? That's the number one question you ask. Can I do this? Because you're going to lose the weight, but can I do it the rest of my life?
Yeah.
And that's where the chaos blows up.
Yeah.
Because you are so overwhelmed watching these influencers. This is the magical potion. This is what works. Yeah.
Or an additional product that this is going to be the fat that you get rid of your belly fat. Well, there's one problem. There's one issue because I'm obviously an advocate for keto and carnivore. Carnivore is iffy because, it's not necessarily something that everybody can do long term because it's just not sustainable.
Right.
It's sustainable if you have the mindset. But anyway, when you are living the keto lifestyle, there's that thing where you look at keto and think, oh, I don't think I could do this for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fact of the matter is, if you're not willing to give the ultra processed food up, none of these things are going to work.
Right.
So you've got to do a lifestyle change no matter what works for you.
Yeah.
Keto, carnivore, ketovore, vegan, Mediterranean, all of these things, you're going to have to give up the ultra processed food and understand that our country is poisoning us with the foods that we are consuming.
Yeah.
The science behind keto works amazing. Mm-hmm. It's been given a bad name because of the abuse that people have done with it. Just like I feel like even the weight loss shot has been given a bad name too, because people abuse it. People are wanting instant gratification.
Yeah.
Whatever they're doing when they're getting healthy.
Yeah.
And then then they overdose themselves and then they blame it on the product that they're using.
Right.
And sometimes those products that you do seek after, like those pills and like the, whatever it's a collagen fat burning thing, whatever it is, ultimately that product is probably something that's, just a nutrient that you may have needed.
Exactly.
But you can still be keto. I don't know. Or you can, eat whole foods. Like we are abusive to our bodies. We want the instant gratification and we're not willing to grieve those ultra processed foods and the fear of missing out.
Right. One of the things, when we have a client who's lost 80, 100 pounds on keto and they've done an incredible job, they're enjoying themselves. When I get them 20 pounds into their goal, sometimes I'll say, hey, now we've done the CGM, so we know how these foods impact your glucose. Now let's try to add a potato. Let's see what happens when you add a potato. Let's see what happens when you add some carrots. Staying within the 5-pound boundaries, what happens? Because then that teaches them, while they have a coach and while they have guidance, it teaches them, okay, so it may not look like strict keto the rest of my life, but I do know my boundaries. I do know what my body can tolerate. I know that I'm not hurting, my insulin. I'm not hurting my pancreas. I'm not going back. There's some things that we'll never go back to.
Yeah.
But maybe I can handle a potato on a Friday night on a date. Maybe I can handle, some of these other things that I have abstained from. So that's the benefit of coming to us long-term versus just the 3 months, is because we get to take you through that maintenance and we get to experiment a little. Whereas, 3 months, it's yes, no. Yes, no. You want the weight off? Yes, no. Here's 30 pounds off.
Right.
You're done.
Yeah. It kind of goes alongside with our ageless keto because, you know, some of my clients, some people that have been hardcore strict keto when we were first starting, they'll
Yeah.
see me eating like a mango out in public.
Yeah.
Well,
Whoa.
yeah, like, oh, that's not keto. Are you even a keto coach? Like, listen, there's so many like benefits for being able to eat something that has that is a whole food that has higher carbs during certain times of your month. So we have learned that. We have educated ourselves. We have done that personally where we have balanced our hormones through this program. So like Monica is saying, like whole foods are not bad. It's the quantity and when you are eating it that matter. But you're not going to learn that when you're just trying to learn keto or trying to find the next fad or the quick weight loss so I can get in my bikini for summertime and then forget that lifestyle when I get to my goal weight and then live summertime to my best life. But understanding the science behind the foods that we're consuming and that there are foods that we will not touch, period. Like we will not touch them because they're awful for you. And so teaching those people that, you know, that diet might work for you right now, but ultimately when you're still eating bread and you're still eating the sugar and you're still allowing yourself to have those seed oils is not going to be great for your body long term. You're not going to feel great like you could feel great.
Yeah. And knowing your body individually, I laugh at the mango story because I know who I am and I know how I operate. And same thing happened to me with apples. It was like candy to me because I do struggle with food addiction. I do struggle with sugar addiction. And so for me, you're carrying this nice little couple mangoes in your hands. I'm carrying the bag. And literally from Costco, that bag will be gone in 2 days because it's like gummy bears to me. And so I realized that, and I realized that, hey, I can't buy those. Would I buy them for a trip? I probably would buy them for a trip, but I just know my boundaries and
your limitations.
Yourself and getting to know and being honest with yourself, because so many times I think the influencers allow us to not be honest with ourselves. Because probably every one of them has a source of truth. And it may be their own truth because a lot of those influencers are very skinny and very young. And so it may be their truth, but it is not my truth.
Right.
So when I see shiny objects like that in this weight loss chaos world, and I think, well, I need to find the one I need to find one that works for me. Probably all of those would work. Yeah. But will they work long term? That's our passion.
It's all, I mean, I'm going to go beyond the food. It goes with all those gym influencers out there. That's their job. When you are scrolling and they have the muscles of a Barbie doll. Well, the Barbie dolls don't have muscles, but if they did have muscles and it was like plastic and you're like, that is perfection. How did you do that? And they're saying, oh, this easy round of reps will get you those, flat abs and you'll get a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about how often you have to be in the gym to be doing that.
Exactly. It's your job.
What other foods, you're showing us what food you're eating as well, which it adds, the breads and all these other things that you don't want to give up. But if you have already abused your body the way I had, and I was because I worked out, between probably 5 days in a row when, I was overweight even. I didn't see anything moving because the scale, I was still eating what I was eating.
Yeah.
So when you go through those influencers online about, muscle building, you're going to be working out probably more than just an hour every single day of your time. Now, I could be wrong, and maybe I just need a muscle coach. I don't know, but I work out 3 days a week. With the other extra movement throughout the other days of, doing outside yard and being a mom, so you're constantly moving, not being sedentary. But, I'm gaining muscle, but it's not like those people that have that's their job to get you
to uncover the muscle. You have to use the body fat, and we all have 6-packs.
Yeah. You just have to cover it.
So when you leave the gym and you go have a donut, you're not, it is false advertising. And those gym rats live at the gym. That's not reality for most moms and for most people who are going through menopause. It's not reality for us. And so you have to take all that consideration when you see this chaos happening around you. You got to be realistic about it. And yeah, there's a lot of great ideas out there, but you need to go for the program that works for you, and you need to drown out everything else. I always like learning. I'm a learning student, but I'm very careful when I talk to my clients about who to listen to, because you can see so many shiny objects out there and try it for a week, lose 5 pounds, and then you're back in the same spot that you were. So that's our encouragement for you today. Drown out the chaos out there. Find something that works and stick to it. Consistency is the only ingredient that's going to get you long-term weight loss. Consistency.
Yep.
That's all it is. We just gave the secret away.
And not only that consistency, but not overdoing that consistency.
Yeah.
Like James Clear says, 1% at a time. Focus on one thing.
Yep. I don't like clients losing 5 pounds a week.
No.
I celebrate with them, and sometimes they do. But when you're losing, and if you have a lot to lose, you're going to lose more on the front side. But when you get into the 170s, buckle in. You got 6 months ahead of you. It's not going to come off as fast as it did on the front side of it. And so that's when we start to bring in maintenance. Are you happy? Are you content? Are you full? Are you satisfied? Let's put one thing in, like James Clear said, 1% at a time when you get to that stage, and then you get to keep it off.
Yeah.
It's your reward. So we're here every Tuesday morning. Today we are half hour late, but we're here around the same time every week.
I'm out there.
And we're so glad that you joined us today. If you have any questions for us, if you are tired of doing the diet hamster wheel, please reach out to us. Coach Darcy will put her link in. I put my link in there. Reach out to us. Get on our schedule. Give us 3 months. And during that 3 months, you're going to find your lane. You're going to find what works for you. And you're going to have a coach that walks right alongside with you through the junk in your life. So any last minute words, Coach? You got it.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking, I miss seeing Gary's name in the chat.
Thank you. I thought about him 3 times in a session yesterday.
Yeah. I was like going over here, and he'd usually say, "Good morning, ladies."
I know.
And
I feel him saying good morning to us.
Yeah. Anyway,
fun.
We need somebody named Gary to come over here and say good morning, ladies, every Tuesday.
Nobody said good morning, ladies, this morning.
Nope. Anyway, that's it.
If you need help. And we'll be here for you. And look out for some future announcements coming up here. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to cue up the exit. Sometimes when we sign off and land the plane, sometimes it's the welcome message. So who knows what's coming up today, but I think I know where I'm going. So
it's the black one.
The black one. Yeah. All right. We'll see you next week, everyone.
Bye.